Another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every weeknight and talk about guns. So drop a link out there if anybody wants to jump in. Paid attention this time. I was setting it up, so we got it back on the regular channel. We won't get a bunch of yahoos showing up to, I don't know what the point is, I guess, to write graffiti, right? Say something anonymously with the account that just gets blocked. Like, I don't understand it. But we won't get any of that tonight. Got a couple of windows I'll open up here. Open up an email from before. Let's see. Save. Oh. Alright, so I grabbed this image. Now I'm going to open up Adobe. So I got a couple of tasks I got to do tonight. See if anybody jumps in. Chat here. Otherwise, it's Friday, so it's Free Patch Friday. That means anybody that ordered stuff over at the store gets free patches. A couple of people did order stuff, so I do appreciate that. 3 orders today. Talking and typing at the same time here, so I'm going to open up, I guess, a new one. And when this opens up, see if I can paste. That works. So now I need to paste, I guess. All right. And now I can just screen share since this doesn't matter anymore. Boom. And I guess we'll start off the show. There's something happened this week. I don't know if it happened today or yesterday at this point. So we're going to go over to the calendar and check out guncalendars.com, where we try to keep track of all the kind of stuff that might be going on. Looks like yesterday was the Ninth Circuit Court ruling from Hawaii. I missed that one. I'll have to post that on Instagram. We talked about that a little bit earlier in the week, but that was really the only thing I think going on. I know I missed a couple of things though, so not digging that. But been juggling things this week, so I'll use that as my excuse. So Clover asked me to draw this thing into a cartoon, so I'm going to do that here. Start off the show. Looks like some sort of gun, some sort of bag, and some sort of a piece of wood. This thing is annoying. You have to go to a corner all the time. So yeah, we'll see. There's 5 people jumping in. I don't think anybody's quarking me today. The quarker is off until Sunday. He's trying to quark somebody on Sunday to see if he gets a bigger rise out of them or something. So I don't know what the excuse is. It must be somebody else quarking me. Liberty had a show earlier, so probably people are rewatching her show or watching it instead of this one. I'm blaming that. So I did this backwards, but I guess it doesn't matter. Boom. And go over here, turn this thing from fill to what do they call the edges? Yeah, crap, nobody's even saying anything today. So I know a couple of you are out there, but if this is too boring or whatever, I don't know. Say something. So just start digging in here. Otherwise, we're not trying to prove a point or nothing. I could be listening to the radio. I was watching a pretty shitty movie earlier. I'm gonna quit watching that. But I turned off the other computer for the show since I wasn't going to need it. I wonder if it's worth putting an optic on this, since it's sort of showing off the site, I think. This thing's on stupid snap to pixel. Can't do with that. Enter. And then I go. Oh, snap. Somebody grabbed something over at the store. Thank you for that. Assuming somebody's watching, I did post a couple of things on Instagram, I guess. It's possible they're over there. I tried to post a thing for this show on Instagram, but my skills weren't good enough to do it in time, so I didn't. If the patch hits the third goal, what designs? I think it will. So I've got to start thinking about it. I hadn't been thinking about it too hard at all until, well, at all. So start thinking about it. There's a couple of short list ones, and then other possibilities or something. But we got a whole lot of other stuff to do just to get the ones that are already on board and doing it. For example, Tony Simon. I'm going to start giving him shit because I don't have his art yet. And Night Strike, he needs to have some sort of intervention, some kind of art intervention. Or I'm crazy, but I think that I'm not crazy, and I think that he needs to have somebody work with him on that. Barbecue.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Not much. You?
Yeah, just doing. So, drawing a picture here for Clover of a gun, some kind of gun. So I don't know if DTP's got any ideas or what, but I'm not necessarily making it like some kind of contest. I'm not looking for like another level of complexity or anything. Like, say there's a couple of ideas, but I'm certainly down to listen to suggestions or what in case there's something I hadn't thought about at all. Because I've also, I guess I engineered in there a little buffer that I'm glad, because I kind of forgot that I put in the 12,000, whatever the one is that says more or something for them. Because I'm much smarter than I didn't anticipate it going over, because last year it only barely went to the mark. But I guess I, just put something in there just in case or whatever. And I was pretty good about it, because I can think of a couple of things to do that I don't want to necessarily talk about, but strategies that would just cost money. Like little things cost money. Like if let's say something costs $50 to do something, right? And that's no big deal normally, but times 12, that all of a sudden becomes a couple $100. So if it's possible to do some stuff like that in there, That might be a thing. Like last year, the glowy stuff, even though that doesn't, it's not like a lot of material, it's a more costly material, right? So there's things like that. I don't know where to, uh, where that might apply or whatever, but I'm thinking there might be some room for that. So first, we got to first get everybody's rubber samples before we even get prices. So it's kind of hard to put the cart before the horse right this second. Plus, we haven't seen it end. If it ends at whatever it is right now, plus $100, that's one thing. If it ends at a 200,000 mark or the 2 million mark or whatever, then I got to worry about getting rid of the NFA. So first, we're going to see where it ends.
So when I checked it out today, I was kind of like, "Holy cow, that's awesome!" Because I remember, almost a week ago, we were thinking, it might not happen. You were wondering if it was going to get the full funding that you needed. Now you're what, 167 or 170%, something like that. Last time I looked.
We've been ready to move to Mexico in disgrace, and now I'm getting ready to buy a new palace in Mexico and live there. Just grab all the money and go live in Mexico.
Well, on the bright side, I was listening to Jesse Ventura on the Joe Rogan podcast, and he actually said down in Mexico, your property taxes are actually lowered the nicer your place is. So if you get a palace down there, you'll have like no property tax.
That's what I'm talking about. So hopefully it'll go up to like, mid nice palace. I'm not asking for the fanciest palace in all of Mexico or nothing. I don't like the hills to come after me. But, a medium palace. That's fine.
I think one of those old Mayan temples would be pretty cool.
Oh, snap. I never thought about that. Can you buy one of them? I wonder if you can. If this thing goes high enough, I guess I could. That would be pretty cool. Or just build another one, something similar but new. Maybe
Get a bunch of little monkey servants running around, bringing you fruit and stuff. That'd be pretty nice.
No, you're not thinking, because if you have monkeys bringing you fruit, it's going to be bites in that fruit all the time, unless they're super respectful monkeys, and I don't know. So that's a good point, though. You could have all kinds of situations going on with that kind of money. I'm already at 17,000 here or something. Never had this kind of money. I'm already looking at ways to get these patches made, like out of radioactive materials out of Chechnya. Pennies on the dollar. Like they'll all glow. That's not a problem. The problem is getting the lead paints on parts of them that aren't supposed to glow, so that they don't glow. That's the expensive part when you're working with Chechnya rubber. I'm gonna have to put a little asterisk on there, like don't lick the patches or like touch them to clothing or skin. Ideally, put them like in a lead safe or something, like inside of a lead safe, and then don't touch the guns when you put them in there.
Probably shouldn't let my kids handle them then.
But the thing is, I'm gonna save like $40 in the long run, so it's totally worth it.
Oh, definitely. Actually, my kids need dumbing down. They're pretty darn smart. And say I might actually just tell them it's a snack and put it in the freezer or something and pull it out and dumb them down a little bit.
Doesn't they say that radioactive stuff tastes like sweet? So be like I don't know, some sort of traditional.
I have no idea. I know I've heard that antifreeze is supposed to be sweet. That's why those women that kill their husbands with antifreeze, a lot of times the guy doesn't know, because people are like, how didn't he know he was drinking antifreeze? Well, they put it in his iced tea, and then he thinks he's just drinking sweet tea, and instead it's iced tea with antifreeze.
It makes sense. They probably put a bunch of corn syrup or something in there. corn syrup and water won't freeze at normal temperature, right? It'll act like salt. It'll change the temperature where it freezes. Except that you would think that sugar would burn compared to like salt, right? Like you would think that it would get hot and be. I guess it doesn't get that hot. It's in water.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I've never actually taken the time to look and see what exactly the process and ingredients are for making antifreeze.
Well, it's some kind of glycerol or something. So that's
Yeah.
corn because it's cheap material.
Oh, here's another fun fact about things that are sweet. If you ever see your dog eating cat feces, it's because it's sweet. I found this out from my vet because our dog was always getting into the cat's litter box, and we were trying to think of some way to take care of that problem. And so we asked the vet, and the vet's like, "Oh, well, he does it because he thinks it's sweet. It's like a candy bar for him." I'm like, "You're freaking kidding me." She's like, "No, dead serious."
Well, what's the cure then?
She didn't have one.
Oh.
Basically, he was just going to do it. I was like, I don't want him to do it. So I guess the cure is having your ex leave you and take the cat. I mean, that helps.
I was going to say good old fashioned whooping.
Yeah. No, we ended up getting a litter box that had one of those lids on it, and then we turned it where he couldn't actually stick his head in, but the cat could still go and walk into it. So what I want to know is how did they ever figure out that it tastes sweet to the dog?
Because they can look at what's in it. I mean, you can tell that when it's glycerol or whatever. And
No, I'm talking about the cat feces.
I know, but I'm just saying whatever the
ingredients
they know what's sweet and what's salty and whatever from the ingredients or from the chemical makeup. That's what I'm guessing. Because there's things that taste sweet and there's things that don't taste sweet. Like lead, things with lead in it are going to taste sweet. Probably something about the gut of a cat, right? Like it probably don't use sugar, right? It's probably a carnivore, so it's probably passing sugars through. Maybe. I don't know.
Good possibility.
But that just might be the vet's way of saying like appealing when it doesn't, maybe not actually sugary, whatever, but like the way that we like sugar, like appealing in that way. All right, well, that didn't work.
Bless you.
My fucking buttons are all on top of each other, so y'all get to listen to me. That was actually just popping a zip.
That was impressive.
All right, well, that's as much as I was in the 22 part.
So where
you get your own patches? They're $5,000, so there's nothing about this is built for profit or whatever. So I mean, it'd be neat. I should have set it up so that it ends at like $10,000. Everything over $10,000, I'm keeping. But I couldn't do that anyway because right now it's, I don't know. Look at whatever the number of participants are, and then add 100, and that's how many patches I'm buying times 12. So patches cost $2, let's say $3. If I get a whole shit ton, less than $2, but by the time you add shipping and everything back to it, $2. So it's pretty easy to do the math. It's going to cost a crap load to get the patches, and then there's really there's if there is any extra, I'll just buy more, right? So it's not designed to be a profit thing. So there's really no way. If there was some level to buy like the machine that makes them, I think the machines are like, they're industrial, so they're not cheap. They're, I don't know, $16,000 or something crazy. So, we're barely at the point where you buy the machine and as much as anybody, just owning the machine is only half the battle. You still got to set it up and have it all, a room for it and everything, all the accessories and crap for it. Even if you're going to willing to mess up a few patches learning, you then have to have materials. And I don't even know what the materials are. So at this point, it's barely enough to buy like, and then there's the robot that squirts, right? The squirt machine that has like a bunch of syringes and squirting hoses and stuff instead of a sewing machine. But that one moves all around. But then you need the oven because it's like a big, it's like a pizza oven. You take the patches after they get squirted, and then you stick them in this like pizza oven for a little while, and then you pull them back out and squirt another color in. But then you need the thing like what you would do, the 3D mill to mill out the metal things. So it's a heck of a process. It would be a while. I don't think it's been done in this country. I know a couple of people claim to, but I haven't ever seen a machine here. Reach stretch goals ahead. Thank you. Yesterday it was only 70%, and that's hopefully, that's a big chunk of it. Is the organizations that are part of this may not have understood the capability or the capacity or whatever the word is, the potential of crowdfunding, and they may not understand their own, like, whatever the word is, value, right? Like, well, how they might not understand how much people value them. So when they see that their peers can generate that much attention and awareness and resource, then hopefully it inspires them to do this. I've given them all, open access to the campaign so they can see everything about it, how the Indiegogo works. Then, of course, if they really want to, I'll flip them over to Kickstarter and show them how a successful Kickstarter looks. But I definitely have a couple of failed ones I can compare it to. I can show them what a failed one looks like, and that you can still win in a failed one. There's so much stuff behind the scenes. There's so many like analytics and things to be learned from the process that even an unsuccessful one can be useful. So anyway, that's the kind of stuff that I'm stoked about, is that not only did it get funded, but it's happening in a really cool way, actually. Like that there was the initial spurt, which got everybody aware and interested, but also because it kind of hesitated there, hung for a bit, it let them know that it wasn't a sure thing, that this isn't some magical internet situation where every time you ask for something and blink your eyes that, it's there. It's not a sure thing. There's nothing, nothing guaranteed. So hopefully, the fact that they'll see, what's the word, like the set, what's the word, like how the pace, I guess, like the timing of it, hopefully they'll understand and get some, I don't know, inspiration, I guess the best word I can come up with, to do it themselves or with help. I mean, how cool would it be if some of these organizations got together and helped each other out on a regular basis? Not just for raising funds, but just for awareness and stuff.
Have you thought about a 3D printer at all?
Yeah. What about, I mean, to make the molds or something?
Well, I was thinking just some, maybe some different things that you could make for the store. Like I was thinking to myself just now, well, if you had a 3D printer, you could make actual figurines of some of the patches, like the Wolverine patches. So you could do just the Wolverine guy, then you can make Wolverine himself and the chocolate bunny, and just actually do like little figurines of all those.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind having one, but honestly, my goal isn't to fill the world with little shit on the shelf or whatever. I'd rather something happening so we get rid of the fucking NFA already, and hopefully do it in a way that not only inspires the kids, but then leads the rest of the world to see that gun owners aren't just a bunch of whatever they try to pigeonhole us as, but instead people that got motivated, like in the past. I mean, there's multiple times that we've been attacked on stuff, and then in our defense of our rights, we've created better things. For example, hunting. They went after hunting, and in response, instead of tucking our tails between our legs and pouting and giving up hunting or whatever else, or going to war, instead they got smart, and you saw things like the orange vests and the orange clothing. You saw hunting education and awareness, right? You saw campaigns that in the end created things like conservation, awareness of how conservation and hunting are actually, can be hand in hand instead of antithesis or whatever the words are. So, there's positive stuff that can come out of defense of your rights, and that's what I'd like to see. So as much as I'd love to sit around dinking around on a 3D printer, but I do this stuff as like a desperate attempt to be able to do something that I can hopefully keep in the game and do like what we're doing on the patch batch. I mean, I think the future of 2A is the DC project, is getting those ladies to be able to do whatever they're going to do. I don't even know. I'm not here to mansplain to them what to do. I just want to make sure that the rest of the world that's sitting around right now worrying about what color fucking grips to buy realizes that they could sacrifice one set of grips or one sight or one whatever piece of crap accessory this year and facilitate those ladies getting to DC. Facilitate them doing something locally. We got a national election that's pretty important. So, man, I hear you about the 3D printer, and I don't want to be a dick, but
no, I just wasn't sure if you'd ever thought about it.
I've thought about it all the time. It's just that, like I say, it's priorities and stuff. I mean, yeah, I could sell shit like little Wolverine dolls and make a fucking fortune. Look at Matt. He buys them fucking dolls like crack, right? I could find people like him and do something like that. Make little fucking G.I. Joes of all the YouTubers, right? That would sell like hotcakes. I don't know why one of them hasn't done that yet. They'll listen to this and do it because they copy off our shit. But no, that's not my goal. I'm not trying to just make money. I'm trying to stay in the game so that I can, when possible, facilitate shit that changes shit, right? And that fucking hopefully lets people know that you don't got to do shit the old-fashioned way or the same way somebody else did it. Half of them people are only doing it because somebody else did it in front of them one way. Not very rarely are there people out there that made a decision to go in the direction they're going in. Far and few between, really. So, I don't want to be a dick or whatever, but just I'm not looking to grow in that direction. As much as I'd like a $5,000 sewing machine, I can't have $5,000 and throw it at a sewing machine. If I had $5,000, I'm going to try to do something to start something like a new gun show or something. I'd rather throw that money at something that lasts longer than, whatever my patch machine would last. Again, I'm not going to be a dick or whatever. I should be probably chatting shit up, like, whatever. But,
no, I don't think you're being a dick at all. I mean, because I understand what you're saying. And, like, I guess my thinking behind it is, you have all these great ideas. For me, sitting on the outside, I wish I could just know what's running through your head, because all these ideas that you come up with, I think they're terrific. And so when I ask about like a 3D printer, while I'm thinking about figurines or something goofy like that, which it's gonna get you a little bit more cash. And I know you're not in it for the money, because if you're in it for the money, you wouldn't be doing these things, because it's not like you're making bank or anything. But just that extra tool, I guess it kind of makes me wonder what creative thing would come out of your head to try and further that goal that you have of getting rid of the NFA and things like that.
Yeah. What I'd really like is to have like some sort of a workshop or some sort of a place where stuff like somebody who's into printers can hang out and print when other people need something printed, so that everybody doesn't have to become an expert or buy the material, right? Like if you want to go learn about muzzle loading, nobody expects you to like go buy all the stuff and make decisions on what to buy and then invest in it and then go to the range and start asking questions, right? Or, whatever, go to a competition, let's say. Instead, people assume you're going to go to the range and you're going to hang out with somebody who already does all that stuff and then pull triggers or something, right? Like figure it out. And then decide, okay, this is the way I want to go, and then go in that direction. It'd be cool to have something like that with 3D printing with a lot of different things, right? With cutters and with lasers and all the fun stuff that exists right now. Unfortunately, I think there's probably a law thing there where if you try doing something like that, it could be interpreted. So the first time somebody did, or if they suspected you could make a gun, it would probably be weird, right? Would be some sort of an issue, perhaps. I don't know. But anyway, I think that would be neat to have somebody who knows what they're doing to be available when an idea comes up or a thing is needed or something. This is all messed up. I gotta go back and start fixing shit. Dang it, I just did everything on the damn 22 layer. All right, so this is, I'm not blaming the chat. I'm blaming this effing mosquito that's been biting my ankle this whole time. Distracting me. I'm going to try to kill the mosquito. Let's see.
You need to get your salt.
Spending a hypothetical 5K on something that generates money, which enables you to fund more projects, become worth it. Well, yeah, exactly. And that's why I bought the one machine. This machine was like closer to $1,000, and compared to $5,000, I felt it was a good, whatever, like test the waters. Now, here's the thing. If I can figure out the tube squirting part, right, then I might be able to stick that on the robot I already got, the one I stole off California. So, because you can stick lasers on there, just take the router part off and stick something else. It's still a 3D goes up and down and stuff, or it's a plotter that goes up and down, and I can tell it what to do. So, I could probably 3D print off of it if I really wanted to, just buy some sort of a spool and heating element and cram it on there. It's just that it would only be able to print like 2 inches tall or whatever. I don't know. My other problem is I just don't have the room or whatever to do it. Like, this isn't the best place to do it. I'm handicapped in the summer because of the heat, and then there's a couple of months of niceness, and then I'm handicapped from the cold. Like, it's not insulated here. So I'm at the mercy of the extremes of weather. If I had a nicer place, it'd probably be better for me to have resources. But it's just I'm just a bad investment for resources. Like, I can have a couple of toys or whatever, but anything beyond that, it's better to have somebody like, I don't know. I mean, I know of a gun shop that has a really nice sewing machine, an embroidery machine in their back room. And they just don't use it because it's not worthwhile for them. And I can understand it, but it would be cool to have that, right? Some place somewhere where they were available to more than one, whatever it's called, so that multiple people were using the machine all the time, so that it would actually be worth having somebody sitting there working the machine all the time. But the problem is that you make 100 patches for 25. That's the nice thing about having a machine. You don't have to make 100. You could make 10, right? You could make 25. And if they don't sell, you never made more than 25. If they do sell, you just start making more. But you just make. You'd have to have somebody doing all that. If you figure out the tube squirting robot, make the molds, right on. But like I say, I don't even know. I suspect there's something about the chemicals, but at this point, I'm not doing any of that with this project. That would be, for the future or what. Now, are patches sticking around? Is it worth investing? I shouldn't be doing. Is it worth investing that kind of investment in something that might just be a fad or something? I don't know. They're probably not. But they've only been around for like 10 years. There could be something next. And I'm sure there's going to be people trying for something next. And that'll be something that comes off a 3D printer or a laser or something like On the other hand, it would be neat to do a Kickstarter. You know how I've been doing the thing about gunsmithing schools, or maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe just talk to a gunsmithing school. I was going to say do a Kickstarter and create that lab. You know, get invest. What's the word? Like get all the front money to get the machinery and whatever tech is necessary to, I don't know, do all the stuff, hats and shirts and all that crap, and then I don't know. I guess either hire people or bring in like interns. What's the word? Like to get people to do it. But if you had it at some place like a gunsmithing school, then that might be, I don't know, maybe that's something to think about, how to incorporate that kind of stuff with gunsmiths. So that gunsmiths have, unless they're a bad gunsmith, it's not like they don't ever have work to do. They're usually too busy. So I guess I don't need to be giving gunsmiths any burden. But the schools might be a place to have that kind of facility or something. Considering your cost to make them probably goes to pennies making them yourselves. It's got to be worth it. Yeah, but you're not paying very much either for them. That's the thing. We're talking about something that costs something, but it's very little compared to how much the materials would be and the rest. Just think of a piece of Velcro. I just bought Velcro at an amazing price. An amazing price. And it's not going to be enough for. Good question. How many? Is there some way to do the math on that? It might be enough for all the patches. But anyway, just the Velcro. If you bought Velcro at a normal price, just that would be what I'm paying for the whole thing. It's like it's crazy what they're paying when they're buying the stuff, and they're probably making the stuff, you know, in the factory next door, so they're paying very little for the material. But on the other hand, it doesn't need to be patches forever either. There's other things. I need to look at what one of these things actually looks like. What that's supposed to be right there. This is Clover's gun, I guess. You wanted a picture, you wanted a cartoon of this gun. So I guess it's a piece of plastic with a piece of more rigid plastic with a piece of soft rubber.
Yeah, where is Clover at anyways? You're drawing his gun here and he ain't around.
He's sleeping. He's got grandkids and shit. Maybe they're doing something this week.
How does he really? I didn't even realize that. So I think Clover was that old.
Super old. He's super old. He married this little young girl and then got knocked her up when she was little. And then now he's got all these grandkids running around.
I don't know why I said that because I know people that are like 35 and have grandkids now. So I guess you can actually be just a little bit older than me and still have grandkids.
Well, technically, yeah, if you find somebody and you know them and they're younger than you and stuff, like, yeah, people can be pretty young. But he's just normal, I think. I think he's like 60. I don't know how old he is.
I would have never guessed that.
I don't think he's older than that. I don't know if he's ever said. Leprechauns age at different, rates than regular humans.
Kind of like dog years.
Yeah, but it might be the other way. Like he might be 12. I don't know. What the hell is going on? All right, that's enough. I'm swinging this tennis racket around for like 5 minutes now. Somehow this bug is evaded being killed. The nice thing about here is there's only ever one at a time, so you can kill it. I just gotta find what it is.
We just need to get you one of those salt guns.
No, I would use it, but I use this electric tennis racket. It's way easier because you can smack them right out of the air and in flight. Back in the day, they used to have two big ass old fashioned batteries in them, and now they just have little double A's. But back in the day, you'd hit a bug and it would go pop, like pop, like it would explode the bug, like a they call them lights, like one of them lights. But these new ones, they kill the bug, but they don't pop or nothing. They don't have any juice in them anymore.
Well, they probably dumbed them down a little bit because there's people that were like me, and somebody, gave me $10 to put it on my nipple and zap myself, which hurt like hell, by the way. Holy cow. I did not expect the punch that thing had, but I got $10 out of it. And what people are willing to do for money, they're probably like, oh shit, people are getting hurt by this, and we got to dumb it down a little bit.
What do you call when I first got them, they were like a tennis racket made out of plastic, and they would have like a piece of screen on the inside, but then it was sandwiched between these like rods that were kind of molded into it, kind of like a barbecue grill, I guess. But like they were, I don't know, it was definitely like they put a lot more effort into making it back in the day. Now it is a piece of screen in the middle with two different kind of screens on the outside. So it's way cheaper to make, I can tell. But there's no way to really stick your finger through to hit both screens anymore. Now you have to be a little tiny bug to get in there. So I don't know if they did it for safety or, just because it's way easier to make. It's got to be way easier to make than trying to line up all those stupid little rods. But I think it accomplished all that and made it so that they could use the AA batteries.
Well, if you push on it really hard, you can actually get zapped still.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you tried super hard, you could stick a pinky in there or something, or stick your tongue in there, I'm sure. But
I might have made a couple bucks doing that one also.
But not anywhere near as easy, because those other ones were like just these rods that they would just move. So if you stuck a finger in there, they would just move out of the way and let your finger go right through it. They didn't care.
Yep.
Anyway, that's a lot of talking about Harbor Freight electric tennis rackets. The other thing is they used to cost like $1.99 on a thing, or they were maybe $3 and then $1.99 or something, $1.25, and now they're like $3. So that bothers me. And they don't pop a bug anymore. But the only way I'd get a bug assault is if they gave me one. I'm not paying for one of them. Or they cost like $20. Or they more than that.
Where I was living last year, the one window didn't have a screen in it, but I didn't have an air conditioner in the house or anything either. So I would just leave the window open and the house would just fill up with bugs. So I got tired of that, went and got a bug zapper. Well, one day a bee got in the bug zapper, and it turns out a bug zapper, when a bee gets stuck in it, will set the bee on fire.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was impressive.
Well, the bee or like all the bee pollen or the flower pollen that he's got hanging around?
No, the bee was actually, there was a flame that I could actually pick up out of my periphery, which actually made me nervous because I would just leave the bug zapper plugged in when I would leave. And after I saw that, I was like, I'm not leaving the bug zapper plugged in anymore, because if that bee were to become unlodged and fall on the floor or something and light something else up, the whole place could go up in flames while I'm not home.
Yeah, I wonder how many places it caught fire because people didn't even know. Did the grip show up? Yeah, I got. I don't remember a while back already though. A couple of, at least I don't know, maybe even earlier this week. It's been a while. It's just that I've been juggling things, and then also this week has been weird. The temperature's been nice, so I've been sort of trying to be awake during the rain. Basically, when it's raining, it's nicer. So I've just been all screwed up. I did post a video of them, but I hadn't any time to like do anything with them. So I'm thinking I'm going to make them an eBay auction though, so that I don't know what to price them at, and then I have no idea who might want 1911 grips. So I'll put them in an auction like that. But I don't even have anything that uses 1911 grips. Oh, wait a minute. No, the closest thing I have is a 1911 that was found in the desert, but I don't think you can't put grips on it anymore. I guess I do on a 1911. I have a Colt 1911. It's got made in probably U.S. Army right on it. Found in the deserts of Arizona. Of course, it's rusted shut. It's just a big rusty doorstop, but I like it. I still feel like I'm getting bit, or I'm getting like the echoes of old mosquito bites.
Here's a question for you, G. So I was watching Matt's chat on Wednesday night, and something about having $1 billion at your disposal, and you had to use it all in a year. What would you do with it?
$1 billion?
Tax-free. You have $1 billion. What would you do with it?
Probably just fund a bunch of shit.
You'd what?
I would just probably fund a bunch of different things. I'm kind of getting out of wanting shit anymore.
Yeah, my answer was go toe-to-toe with Bloomberg and just start paying off politicians until I could get the NFA defunded.
He's got 14 billion that you would be wasting your time. You wouldn't even have to dent his shit to take your pile, so that would be ineffective. All you would be doing is strengthening his units. You'd be paying yours, but you know the deal. When you give somebody something, it's different than when they have to fight for it or earn it. So if you were to just give a bunch of people on our side some, guns and bullets, they're going to learn something, but they're not going to learn how to obtain and create their own guns and bullets, which I don't want to hinder anybody, but we need to know how to do stuff, right? We don't want to just get a billionaire to hand stuff to us. But unfortunately, would do the other side, since that's his strategy is to just hire people. It would just give them more practice. They don't need to learn nothing. They already know their skills. He would just be honing their skills. So I wouldn't want to go head to head with that guy. I'd rather go fight a battle against a billionaire, the 14th richest person on the planet. So there's a lot of people on this planet, and they go like, here's the richest person out of all of them, and then you go 14 down. 14 down. That guy, like, I don't want to fight that guy head to head at anything. Like, there's no way. That's just wasting resources. So instead, there's like a billion ways to make him trickle money. Like, there's no tomorrow. And that's what I would effort at, is doing all kinds of efforts. The same way that, like, everything that's happening now against, like, decent society or whatever, like, all of that kind of shit, except against his stupid shit. Maybe not violently, of course. Well, definitely not violently, of course. I'm going to hit the rack. Hope you have a good weekend. Stay safe. Right on. So I'll be going live tomorrow if you want. If you're around, jump on. Be live all day. Another opportunity to get the organizations together and chat about not just the organizations, but strategies that people used last year, different strategies they might want to use. We can talk about last minute designs and things like that. We'll be chatting about whatever else people want to chat about. We're going to go live for the day for a long time, and feel free to stick around or jump in if you want. All right, so there's that, and there's that. I guess Night Strike's sleeping too. Has he still got the bird flu? I mean the SARS? I mean the corona bug? I think he does.
No, I think he said he's over it, but he's still got to quarantine for like another 10 days or something. I guess he's at least on the back end of it and starting to feel better.
Well, that's what I'd heard, but I'm guessing something that takes 2 weeks to feel bad about. It's going to take more than a day or two to feel, to come back to normal from.
Yeah, I'm sure it's one of those things that just wipes you out completely. I was watching. Have you heard of Cajun Tactical?
No.
I was watching one of his videos where he said that he had contracted corona, and he was showing that he can't even rack one of his firearms. He said he doesn't have the strength to even pull back the slide.
I hear you, but I've seen 9mm people that can't do that either to like a 1911 when they're healthy. I don't know. I don't know who that is, so I don't want to talk shit about somebody who's sick or whatever.
Yeah, I've only seen probably a handful of his videos so far. I forget how I stumbled upon him, but figured I'd hit subscribe and watch his channel. Then like the fourth or fifth video that I saw of his was that one where he had gotten the corona and was saying that he could even pull back the slide on his handguns. I think he's got like 1,000 subscribers or so he's not anything huge, obviously, like a lot of the gun channels, it seems. This Awkward Silence has been brought to you by GearWebsites.com. Go to Gear Websites for all your great two-way apparel and knick-knack needs.
Right on. No. We don't have really that much apparel. I guess we have shirts. But
yeah, you got the shirts. Actually, I need to get on there because I just discovered that you've got polo shirts on there. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, I think I have it set to pretty much anything that they sell, so it's not like I stuck them in there intentionally.
Oh, okay.
It's not like I had that in mind. I just I'm trying to think. That's been a while since I set up Spreadshirt, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to bitch. I just did my taxes, so I should know. I think altogether last year was like $237 or something from Spreadshirt. So it's like $5 per shirt, however many that comes out to. Quite a few, 40 of them. So, yeah.
That's not too bad.
I mean, it's nothing. It's better than a kick in the face or whatever. I just don't look at it as, it's like, for me, that's 2 phone bills and a half, or that's basically my internet bills are the same thing, or my cable bill or whatever is $100. So it's like a month worth of internet and phone. It's not. I'm not bitching about it. It's just that as far as things go, uh, if I was trying to make a real living, I would want to be selling something more than
Yeah.
or a couple 40 a year or whatever. That's why I don't even bother. If people want to find them, great, but I don't send people to it. But on the other hand, fuck, if I was doing it right, I'd be making money. So I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. When I open carry, I like to be a bit more presentable than being in a t-shirt. So I prefer to have a polo shirt or something. And on the second, I try and make a point to open carry. And then after I got my Every Second Matter shirt, I wanted to wear my Every Second Matter shirt, but I got the dilemma of I'm wearing a t-shirt while I'm open carrying, and I just don't like how that looks. I want to be more presentable when I'm open carrying.
You know? So
But,
what it has like every second matter sewn on like where the pocket would be.
on the polo shirt, it is. Well, I don't know if it's sewn on there or not. Because I thought about doing that with one of the polo shirts that I have at home, but the only problem there is I've got to get somebody to sew the Velcro onto the shirt. One of the other things I was thinking about doing was when I can find somebody to do it, get the Velcro sewn onto my concealed carry vest, which then I was going to have one sewn on each side. Then I could do like the black patch on one side and the pink patch on the other. That way, just any females that would see it, maybe the pink patch would catch their eye and entice them to ask a question. Not saying that only females like pink. I realize that it's 2020, but
Well, dudes are allowed to watch or wear like pink, but all chicks like pink. That's an obligation.
that was my point. But I figured I was probably being sexist there and probably ran everybody off now.
I don't watch cable. I don't have cable. I have cable and internet is what I mean. The TV part of it. Although I think it's like either I don't really know. Every once in a while I'll look at the little piece of paper they shove at me or something, and I'm pretty sure it's like the same price if I had telephone and cable TV is what I got now. If I got like the normal basic cable TV, but I don't even have a I mean, I guess I own one television, but I don't look at it, so like there's no fucking way I'm gonna put cable in the house. But I can't even think of when I got rid of cable. Whenever Blockbuster and Netflix was delivering DVDs, that's whenever I got rid of cable, I think. Like whenever that started, I mean. Because I can't even remember having a cable. I can't, like, I'll go to people's houses and I have no idea how to work a cable remote control. Like for a TV, no idea. I never use one. So I don't even remember having a remote control around, like having to look for a remote control or whatever. I mean, I know I have done that before, but I can't remember. I know I've done it in this house. I just don't remember right a decade ago. But it doesn't matter because you still have everything you ever want to watch available, right? So that's here and there. How you watch it, I guess. That didn't work. What is it doing? Doesn't make no sense to me.
I just got a notification that Chris Fulmer subscribed to me, so thank you, sir. I think you said he's going to bed, though.
Yeah. Maybe he, some people sleepwalk. Maybe he sleep subs to people.
I wish more people did that. Not that I'm looking to get famous or anything or have a bunch of subscribers, but I would like to, reach out and have my voice heard.
Fucker, I just felt him touch my fucking elbow. We got this like half rain business going on where it acts like it's going to rain and it's cloudy and stuff, but it ain't actually raining. It's like, I believe that's the perfect environment for a damn mosquito. Kinds of humidity and little pools of water they can hide in. Everybody walking around with shorts on. Like a buffet. All right, so then this. Oh, that's why. Now I know. So if I were to move this one on top and then this one under. If I move this one on top, and then I move this one underneath. Now I got it. And that means, yeah, I gotta move this one there. All right, now we can work here. Do you got an ig? They want to know if you got an ig. Are you igging it? He won't say. I don't think he does because I've looked around before.
What's egg? Sorry.
Instagrams.
No, I need to make one. I've got my personal one, which I don't even use that, but yeah, I need to make one. It's just, I don't know. I'm not real tech savvy. I realize that you don't have to be tech savvy to make an Instagram and post photos, but I'm very inactive with it. Although recently I've been buying several different guns, so I guess I'd have those to post at least.
Well, it's like YouTube. You don't have to have an account to want to, like, you don't have to be wanting to post videos to have a YouTube account because you might just want to comment or do stuff that you need a YouTube account for, But tons of people have Instagram so that you can. I guess the difference is, I think you can't even look at Instagram on your phone unless you have an account. Like, I think you have to log in to even use the app. So you got to have some account. But then the thing is, like, if you subscribe to some people, like my sort of for everybody look at them, I don't care. So mine are just open. But then let's say I was some chick or something and I didn't want everybody looking at every one of my pictures. I could make my account private. And then you basically have to, I don't really know because I don't do it that way, but you'd have to like okay it or give an invite or, to do something in order to see my pictures. So that's where people will have an account, even if they don't actually post anything, because they want to see stuff that you got to have like a membership for or whatever.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't even get on there to look at photos of anybody else. Every once in a while, I'll get a notification or something, and it will prompt me to open it up and take a peek. And sometimes I'll see something that you posted or a couple of buddies of mine that I went to high school with. But yeah, I just never got into the whole Instagrams thing. But it's probably something I should do just to try and increase exposure of my channel.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess it's one of those things where if you're not, it's like, hey, like if you're gonna what's the word? Like if you want to sell something and you just go down to the beach, like, hey, everybody that surfs, like, I'm a surfer. And they're like, no, you're not. You know, they can tell right away. Like, it's sort of like that on Instagram, I think. So it's like the people that just come in and are like, hey, here's a copy and paste of whatever I'm doing on Twitter, or here's a copy and paste of what I'm doing on YouTube, or here's a copy and paste of what I'm doing on anywhere else, right? Like, but I don't really care. I'm not going to interact here. I'm just going to leave this here and keep moving. Those kind of people end up not enjoying Instagram, I think, because I think people that are on Instagram would rather follow or hang out with somebody on there that is going to answer a question if they ask it, or like, you know, be responsive to the things or whatever. So I'm never going to push anybody. If it's not your thing, it doesn't seem like appealing. If you are, what do you call it, simply trying to grow, then it's just a burden. It would just be like giving you work. I wouldn't recommend it unless you like it. If it's not work and you enjoy it, then fuck yeah, grab it. It's awesome. It's the best one.
No joke. I had no idea that there was any interaction other than like liking somebody's photo. So I didn't know people could ask you questions or anything either. I really know nothing about Instagram. The whole reason I ended up with my Instagram account, my personal one, is because my kids wanted me to get Snapchat, and I thought Instagram was Snapchat when I first downloaded it. And I was like, well, this isn't letting me do whatever they wanted me to do. And they're like, yeah, no, that's Instagram, Dad. You need Snapchat. And I was like, oh, whoops.
Yeah, I mean they're not the same, but they're not that different either. I mean, the format is different, but people use them basically the same kind of way. But yeah, you know, it's like a VHS and a VCR, or I mean, it's like a VHS and beta. They're technically different. They're not the same, but at the same time, you're still just sitting there watching a movie. Like you're not that much different than each other. I don't know if all that was necessary, but I did that anyway. Give it some shape, I guess. So now we'll go to the comment. But I tend to agree. I like Instagram the best just because you can, it's just as effective as YouTube, if not more so. I think there's less trolling on Instagram, or at least I experience less trolling. If I post something, maybe it's because of my size or whatever on YouTube, if I post something, like just weirdos come out of the woodwork, just, I don't know. I guess it's graffiti, right? Like they got nothing else to do. Even though they're anonymous and no one's going to see it, they'll waste everybody's time by saying something on there. You know, and it gets deleted, and then I guess that gives them satisfaction. So it's like just kind of a waste of time. It's like, why am I doing this? Like, I guess there's a return or whatever because every once in a while somebody decent comes along. But on Instagram, for whatever reason, like say, I don't notice that anywhere near as much. I don't see it happening on other people's things. Like every once in a while somebody will come around and waste time, but for the most part, if someone's going to even interact at all, it's for something useful or interesting or something, at least on topic. And it's fast. Like you don't have to, no one's writing like paragraph. Well, very few people are writing paragraphs in there. It's just, you know, quick. And if you want to get into it more, do something else. Like go a chat or go in real life or do something else. So it tends to not get, I don't know, like you hear about people on Twitter going back and forth and blah, blah, blah. And it's like nothing about that seems appealing. Like, oh, you're going to post something political and I'm going to disagree with you on Twitter? All that. I don't want to do any of that. Or did you see what so-and-so said on Twitter? Like, who gives a fuck what so-and-so said? I'll look at a picture somebody posted on Instagram, so it takes me a moment and I can move on with my life. And you know, unless it's like a picture of something horrible, who cares what they posted a picture of? I guess that's the problem, is that it's going to overlap there. So now I have the dilemma.
Yeah, hearing you guys talk about it, I might have to look into it more and see if it's for me.
Oh yeah, use it for sure. Not make anybody do anything, but definitely don't discount Instagram until you've tried it, because it is better than YouTube. And well, except for this, like what we're doing now, like Instagram really can't do that. But just for not wasting all your time, but still figuring out what's going on in the world and hanging out with people you like, and interesting things will happen in front of you. Instagram's great.
Yeah, I guess my apprehension to any of those things was like when Twitter first came out and I heard about that, and they're like, you can just let people know what you're doing. I'm like, who's so self-absorbed that they just want to be like, hey, this is what I'm doing and you should check it out because I'm think I'm important and you like me. And so when Instagram, and I just kind of lumped all those things in together, and I just had no interest ever. But then the irony is now I'm doing a YouTube channel, and I'm like, well, it's kind of, you got to be a little self-absorbed if you're going to do a YouTube channel, expect that people want to watch what you're producing.
Think of it more like when you call your friend on the phone back in the day, and you're like, hey, what's up? Think of it more like that. It's not like you called your friend and went, here's what I'm doing. Nobody did that, but you'd call and go, hey, what's going on? Because you're curious of what the hell's going on in the rest of the world, right? That's what Instagram's
Yep.
for. So one way to demean it, or I guess if you only look at one angle, like there are people that do exactly what you said, I suppose. But if you don't just limit yourself to looking at those people, and you look at everybody else who's actually using it, it's more of like, hey, what's up? Oh, this. Except that instead of having to be like, hey, what's up? When Charlie asks you, and then when Susan asks you, and then when Melissa asks you, and then when like Jose asks you, like you gotta fucking keep telling them all the time. Now you can just put it in one spot and go, here's what's up. This is what I'm doing this weekend. But there's douchebags on YouTube that are like, look at what I do, look at what I do, look at what I'm doing, look at what I'm doing, guess what I'm doing, guess what I'm doing. Like there's people like that, and they're going to be on whatever platform they're going to be on. Right? Thing is, there's a billion people that are like, I'm bored, I want to go see what other people are doing. So obviously it matches up. Those are some of the biggest things out there. Lighter? I'm going to go lighter because I can. There. All right, I guess the barrel. Never really done the YouTube thing, but to me, the appealing part of EG is the quick aim, whatever. Yeah, I don't really use YouTube over the phone, although I have sometimes used it. But I'm just so used to using YouTube over a computer, I'd rather do it that way. But you can definitely do YouTube just plain with a phone. People enjoy that, and it can get stuff across.
Yeah, that's all I'm using right now to do my YouTube stuff is my phone.
Are you like editing videos and stuff, or is it like one trick, one take?
Lately, I've just been doing one take, and whatever happens, happens. I'm subscribed to an editing software right now, which trying to think. I want to say it was Josh Benware had. commented on one of my videos and told me about another editing software that I can get on my phone to use, which from what he said, this is actually supposed to be a pretty good software as far as editing goes on your phone. It's supposed to be a lot more interactive, like editing software that you get on your computer. So I need to look into that still and see if I like that more. When I was in high school, I did some broadcasting and radio classes and things like that, and I used to make some, from what I was told, really awesome videos. And I wish I had one of those editors that I had in high school, because
Told by your mom that you made really good videos?
no. Let's say other students, teachers, things like that. There was a lot of sports highlight videos that I would do. So, I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, from what I was told, they were pretty awesome. But you're talking about dumb teenagers too. But I just liked the control that I had over the software where I could edit things. I could take it down to milliseconds of accuracy.
You're talking about the editing?
Yeah. And it seems like with what I'm using on my phone right now, it's very jumpy. It doesn't have any real pinpoint accuracy, and it just annoys me. So I've just been doing one take videos, and whatever comes out, and then I just layer in some music with it and call it good.
Yeah, I guess I hear what you're saying. Though I had some software on my phone. The only stuff I've ever even used for a phone, because it's just been a relatively new thing, I think, that you can edit decently, I think. But anyway, so I had some stuff from GoPro. So the GoPro cameras, they have a free software that you can use. And it was, technically video editing, but yeah, you would you kind of point the software at a clip, and then it would do a bunch of stuff, sort of like, I don't know what to call it, like templates or plugins. Like it would already, like these pre-programmed things it would do, and you'd sort of say, kind of like on an old keyboard, rock and samba and jazz. Like you kind of pointed at like drama or action or still life or something, and then like it would give you a sample set. So it was editing, but you barely had any control. You basically just kind of threw it in there and something came out, like was generated. The thing is, it was really good. Like most of the time it came out and was decent. Like even, I think it's just something about like, like if you take enough pictures and put them in front of somebody, they're going to see the pattern there, or they're going to see, something in there that wasn't necessarily intended. I think that's what happens is you just randomly take any video and chop it and rearrange it. They basically would put like double takes and slow motions. Like they would just take a bunch of random stuff and apply it to the video, and it would just happen at random places, but it still looked fine. Like it really didn't look that bad. It's not like you'd want that as your one and only product ever. But yeah, if you were like, hey, I need to get something up, like if you're at a SHOT Show and you just wanted to get something up, it would be like, and then show you the thing, zoom in a couple of times, and then have an end. And you would type in like what you wanted the text at the beginning, you type in the text at the end, and it would just sort of shove it all together into this thing that looked really highly produced. It's just that you had no control over it other than titling it and throwing a video clip at it. And I suppose if you really got good, you could set up a video clip because you'd know how it was going to take it apart and do stuff with it. Like you could probably feed it the perfect video clip, but that's about as much as manipulation as you could give it. So if you're talking like that, I can see what you mean. It's like kind of nice, but it's not necessarily like satisfying to be, creatively, like to just see a machine do it in front of you.
Yeah. Like I said, the software that I've got now, it does what I need it to do. It's just I wish I had the control that I was used to with the editors that I had in high school, which I don't even think that if I could find one now, which I think they'd be awesome to use. They wouldn't be that expensive. I mean, they were old when I was using those, but that's another reason I want to save up my money, get a desktop and whatnot. That way I could find a editor that I like and have that control again. That's actually where my love for trackballs came from. Are you saying anything, G? Or am I just having some technical difficulties? First of all, that is absolutely crazy that you're at almost 1,000 followers or subs, whatever they call them on Instagram, and only in a month's time.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I didn't realize I was muted. I've been over here saying stuff, talking shit about Clover mostly.
I tried saying, "Hey, are you there, G?" And there was nothing.
I was like, yeah, I'm right here, and then I thought you were listening. So I'm saying stuff.
I didn't see mute sign in your logo either. Does StreamYard not do that so we know if you're muted or not?
Yeah, it does. I see it. Maybe I only see it. So I was just saying that it's basically done, except that I can't ask Clover nothing because he ain't here. So I can't be like, is that you're looking for? So that's where I'm at. I can move this around. Oh shit. I guess I can move it around in two pieces or both layers and then move it around. I feel like this is where Clover would have it. I think he moved it for the pictures. But I think for the picture, I would move it in like this so that it's closer, so it's just not sticking out and making more white space. But I got to figure out what to do up here. So
is this a Ruger 1022?
Yeah, I think so. Right, looks like it. Although it's Clover, so it could be like I don't think it's the 44 Magnum, but it could be a 22 Magnum, something like that. These weird guns. guess I could go over here and open this layer and then pull some actual big color. That's a better color, I think. Because this is sort of a that color barrel, not a gray barrel. And I don't know why it's got a, it has a, I don't know what that is, like a nickel stainless barrel, and then puts a black band on it. I don't know what the hell goes on in Texas. Certainly weird. Let's see, then we got his muzzle up here is the wrong color also. I'll just make it the same color as that. Whatever, just give me the logo. Or give me an idea what you're looking at. You probably just want like some sort of a chip or like that broken off a bit. I think I'm going to leave that. And this will be different. So if I can, I'm going to try to get just a little bit darker color. I think I did. And this is wrong. That's a better color. And then that's fine. So next, oh, I'll see he has a black trigger guard too. I don't know what he's thinking. Kind of weird two-tone for some of the shit going on. Yeah, leave it like it was. So that's a better color scheme. We can also get rid of this. That color. Make that color. Make that color. That works. And I guess make that and that into that color. This YouTube picture? What is this picture? Nobody even knows what this is. This is the Space 1999 gun, upside down. No, Space 1999, dumbass. What the fuck? 1999. There. Space 1999 gun, if I ever seen one. Upside down. So you basically just want this picture of Space 1999 gun. It looks exactly like your logo. I don't even know what this is. Do you know what this is? Some sort of a mechanical pincher with some sort of 3 dials on it. Maybe a picture frame, or it's the bottom of a battleship, or it's the teeth out of a robot. Gear tooth calipers. They're real rare. So gear tooth calipers, he's saying, to calibrate gear teeth.
See, you were right, G. It's teeth for robot.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's for picking the teeth out, like picking the bloody guts out of. Like, let's say this is your robot tooth, some sort of a lawnmower robot that has round teeth like this, and you got to pick all the blood and human debris out of there so that it doesn't rust. Yeah, you use this giant tooth picking tool. I get it.
I can't believe I never saw those in Futurama. And say, surely Bender probably has a set laying around.
I don't know if he uses a lot of sprocketry. I think he's more of a pneumatic robot than a gears and sprockets.
It's true.
Those like $1,800 worth of mechanical pinchers. Yeah, but what's the with that angle or what? I guess I can draw that. That's like super simple. It's like 5 lines. I can have a robot draw that. But yeah. If it wasn't for, well, no, if it wasn't for the spiral gear, then none of these other things would happen, right? That was the first tool that could make other tools. Let's see. So now I lost this thing, and I got to figure out how to make this part. Oh, look, there it is right there. I just have to clear this layer. All right. I figured out how to do it. I just have to fix this one little piece, I think. Yep. That's pretty simple. So I want you guys to make it a little bit more. Yeah. So, boom. That's what we get for now. We'll see if he wants any other. Oh man, that doesn't look good now. This looks white as shit. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. No, nothing happened. Yeah, that looks white as hell. I'm going to use that color. So we're going to get rid of this color and this color and that color and that color and make another color besides basically white. There. I don't know. What does that mean? I don't know what your I don't know means. So, boom, there's Clover's gun in its breast that he puts it on. This is how you get a seizure. If you try watching this, you get a seizure. Don't watch it. Don't look at this. You get a seizure. Don't do it. Don't look at this, especially when it's doing this. That's how you get a seizure. That's how other channels manipulate you into buying stuff off of their channel. You won't even realize it. You'll be asleep. Like you'll fall asleep halfway through their video, and then they'll do this. Amazon link, Amazon link, Amazon link, Amazon link, and then you go buy this rest or that bag, depending on which way they angle it. You might do it this way, and then you buy the bag. Amazon link, Amazon link, Amazon link. Sorry, I made a bunch of people buy stuff off Amazon.
So that's why I peed the bed that night. They did that, made me had a seizure while I was sleeping, and I just lost all control.
That's how they get you. All right, also, go like that. Export as, just shove it right there as Clover. Boom. And now it exists. And then you save it over here so that the file that made the whole thing actually exists, which probably would have been smarter to do, at any time until now. Let's see. And save. There, now it's saved. Yeah, don't worry about it, dude. You helped me out a lot. You gave me all them robot things. I don't care. So I'll hook you up. So just let me know like what orientation or what. We can work on it like maybe Monday or something. Whenever I'm doing something again. I can't say. Let's see. The thing ends Sunday, so I probably won't be doing anything for the project, but I might be. I don't want to do too much. But if you're not in a big hurry, we'll do it next week or something. All right. Well, there's a drawing of Clover's gun and a thing and a bag. So I guess with that, we'll end it. It took an hour and a half. So with that, we'll end it, I guess. Are we saying anything else? Just us. And so it's just barbecue sitting right here. Erstwhile sitting right here. 7 other people. Even if I'm one of them, that means there's like at least 4 to 5 lurkers out there. Unless I know otherwise, I assume they're Shannon Watts flunkies. Just perverted Shannon Watts flunkies watching gun people. I'm not saying they got their pants off, because I don't know what kind of perverts they are, but they're out there doing weird things. And of course, they're in Discord. Of course, because that's where Shannon Watts keeps her people. So she keeps them brainwashed. A lot of this stuff going on. Wait, this stuff going on inside of Discourse or Discord, sorry, whatever they call that horrible basement social platform. But I guess with that, I'll quit bitching on Discord and